Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, the reason that I wanted to talk about some different things that girls say that are unintentionally sexy are because there are so many different things, and I think that because a lot of you guys might be talking to the people that you're interested in or people that you think might have a crush on you, I think that some of these things, if you know them, you might be able to say them to the person that you're talking to, or just in general, like, know that when you do say these things that they come off as being super cute and sexy when you do say it in front of a guy. So I came up with 8 different things that you guys say that guys find really sexy. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and here is the first one that I came up with. So the first thing that I came up with, and something that I think like not every guy does, but a lot of guys actually put a lot of attention and a lot of effort into the way that they smell. So the first thing that I came up with that guys actually find to be really attractive and really sexy is when a girl tells them that they smell good. That just boosts their confidence like all the way up, makes them actually realize that the cologne that they spent a week trying to pick out the other day. Now the problem I think with guys is that when we go somewhere and we're trying to pick out a cologne, sometimes it takes us like a week or 2 weeks, or we're like just there's so many different ones, we don't know what one to choose. And I think that when you guys tell us that we smell good, first of all, it boosts our confidence, and second of all, it makes us realize that like we made the right decision the other week to like pick that cologne that we thought smelled good. And I think like overall, just like telling somebody that they smell good makes them realize that like, hey, like I'm not a stinky person, like I actually smell good. Oh, I didn't know that about myself because I'm always smelling myself, so it's nice to know that I actually smell good. So definitely girls, when you guys tell a guy that they smell good, they really actually take note of that and they realize it and they appreciate that. So that's the first thing that I came up with. The next thing that I came up with, and something that I think guys find to be sexy, is when you guys tell a guy that you were thinking about them just randomly. Like out of nowhere, for some reason, something came up and you started to think about this guy. When you start telling him those things, I think that it really clicks in his mind that like you were thinking about him when something else was going on. And for some reason, we find that to be really attractive because just the thought of you thinking about us makes us feel good about ourselves. And I think that especially if we have a crush on you, that's like one of those things that like we just find to be really sexy and attractive. So definitely if you're telling a guy that like you thought of him just like randomly out of nowhere because something happened, that's something that a guy is gonna find super attractive. Alright, the next one is kind of a famous one. I think you've probably heard of this one before, but it is so true when it comes down to a girl telling a guy this and a guy finding it to be sexy, and that is anytime you tell a guy that you miss him. I think the real reason like behind telling somebody that you miss them is because you think about them and you care about them and you like being around them and you like doing things with them and you like their presence around you and you like the things that they do. When you tell somebody you miss them, it's because you're thinking about all that stuff, and like whether you're in a situation where like you think that person would be really happy with what's going on, or like there's something going on that you just wish that other person was there to experience with you. I think you genuinely like say that. You don't just say that to anybody. So when a guy hears that and it comes from a girl that they actually have feelings for or they really like, or you guys are really good friends, that is definitely one of like the main things that I think you could say to a guy that would make him feel like really special. Alright, the next thing that you guys unintentionally say that guys find to be really sexy is when you guys want to talk on the phone just randomly and there's no reason for it. Like you guys are just texting and saying, hey, can I give you a call? Like I randomly just want to talk to you. I think that it doesn't really sound that special when I'm saying it because I don't really know how else to like say that to make it sound any better than it is. But I think that when somebody you really care about phones you and they don't really have any reason to be talking to you, they just wanted to phone you to like hear your voice or talk to you about something that happened or see how your day is going. Like those are all little things that really like are a big deal when you actually think about it. Like that person's phoning you for no reason because they really like you that much that they just want to hear your voice. So that's a really unintentional thing that I think some of you girls might say to guys that guys find to be really sexy. So if you ever are not doing anything and you want to phone that guy and just tell him that like you missed hearing his voice, that's one of those situations where like he's gonna find that super attractive and realize that like you're phoning him because you really like him. So that's a great one. If you do want to do that, I think that it would really work out well for you. So the next one that I came up with, I think this is number 5. When you are, I'm gonna talk mostly to the shy people that are watching this right now, but when you're shy and you're starting to hang around a guy that makes you feel more comfortable and more like able to open up and be more outgoing with that guy, I think that when you tell him that, like when you tell a guy like, hey, I'm a shy person, but when I'm around you, I feel like I can just like be myself and be outgoing and just say everything that I want to say. I think that when a shy or like nervous or introverted person says that to a guy that they really care about, if that guy realizes that you're a shy person, I think that that's so attractive and so sexy that a girl would be able to actually feel like they can open up because they feel comfortable around you. So if that's happening to you right now, where you just feel like you're in this situation where there's this guy that you can really talk to and you're a really shy person, tell them that. Like tell them that you just feel so comfortable when you're around them. So that's a good one, I think. Like if you are a shy person, try that out. Let me know how it goes. And if you do have a story about it, also leave that in the comments. But I think that just being comfortable in general is one of those things that everybody loves. So yeah. All right, so the next one that I came up with, and this one I think like even if you say it to anybody, it could be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your mom, or your dad, or your sister. Anytime you tell somebody that like you had a really good time hanging out with them, or you're glad you got to see them, that's one of those like phrases and like things that people say that just make that other person feel so much better. So I think like if you're going out on a date with somebody, or if you're hanging out with somebody that you have a really big crush on, at the end of the night or at the end of your date or whatever, you tell them that like you're really glad to see them. That's one of those things that like people don't forget. Like people are like, wow, that was an awesome date, and they said at the end of it that like they were glad to see me, and it just gets all put together, and I think that guys find that to be super sexy. So that's another saying, another phrase, another thing that you could say if you are hanging out with somebody that you really like. Next thing that I came up with, it might not be for everybody, but I think some people actually experience this, and that is when you're hanging out with somebody and it makes you feel like you're becoming a better person because you're hanging out with them. That does happen. You find people in your life that you're gonna hang out with that they do things differently or do things the way that you never really thought, and you start to realize that like better things are happening in your life and you feel better about yourself. And like if it is a guy, then this is kind of what this whole video is about, but when you're talking to them, if you tell them, hey, like I feel like I'm becoming a better person being around you, and I feel like everything that I've written down here is kind of like affirming that you feel good being around that other person. And so if you do tell them that like you feel like you're just having a great time and you feel better about yourself or any of that, like you have to be feeling those things in order to say that, but if you are, that's definitely something that I would tell them, because it is something that guys find to be attractive and something that I think anybody would find to be like, it would make them feel good. So yeah. All right, the last thing that I came up with, and something that I think anytime you tell this to anybody that makes them feel good, but anytime you like actually tell somebody they look good or like you compliment them on their style, I think that that just boosts everybody's ego, makes them feel confident, makes them feel like the clothes they picked out last week were the right choice. And so anytime you tell somebody or like give them a compliment saying that they have really nice style, or like I said, they smell good, or you like what their hair looks like, or any of those types of things, like commenting on somebody's style and telling them that you really like it and just giving them compliments is like an unintentional thing that I think a lot of us do with guys. Like if a girl tells us that we have good style, like it's one of those feelings that guys get where it's like a sexy thing that a girl just said, because like maybe it's coming from like a really stylish person. I don't know what it is, but I think that is just like one of those things that makes people feel good, and another thing that guys find to be sexy. So those are 8 different things that I came up with that I think sometimes you girls will say unintentionally to a guy, but then in return guys find it to be super sexy. So if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've ever like told any of these to anybody, or if somebody's told these to you, let me know down in the comments. Let me know how it went. If you guys are going through anything that you want me to answer, leave that also down in the comments, and I'd love to try to answer as many in videos and in the comments. Also on Saturday coming up, like I mentioned in my last video, there's gonna be a meetup going on in Vancouver downtown at 10:30 in the morning. And when I mentioned it in last week's video, I think like over 50% of it sold out within like putting the video up. So there's only like a limited amount of seats, and I think that there's like it's 90% sold out right now. So if you are in Vancouver and you want to come, make sure that you just go to the link down in the description and click it and just come for free and have food and drinks and watch videos, and there's giveaways and so many things going on. So I'm excited to see all of you guys there that are going. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and with that being said, I will see you guys next Saturday in next week's video. Bye!